Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining us from. Thank y'all for stopping by the live stream again. The topic today is how expats in the Philippines stay busy. One of my subscribers, Billy, he asked me, he said, "Hey, Cal, what advice or what suggestions would you have for a newbie coming to the Philippines to stay busy and to try to beat the boredom that sometimes pops up?" But of course, before we get started, let me welcome the NTZ crew. I see Jacob Chanje on here. I'm pretty sure Michael Beach of Life is here too. Thank y'all so much. Anybody joining us on the replay, any new viewers and subscribers, and of course the old heads. There's Mystic Jam. What's up, Xavier? I love the chime flying at 30,000 feet. There's a Beach of Life. Yeah, Derek Casanaris. He said, "Big cow style, blind, crippled, and crazy. Somebody's gonna love you over here." I'll argue about that. They'll push you in the wheelchair. They'll do it all, man. But yeah, first I just want to start out with the exchange rate, 54.69. Don't complain about that, guys. When it's over 50, we're rolling. We're in good shape. When it starts dipping below that 50, maybe you need to worry. But I want to talk about something that came up. It was in my Yahoo today. The husband of the Tennessee cop at the center of the department sex scandal is sticking by his wife. And if anybody doesn't know, a small police department outside Nashville, Tennessee, there was a lady police officer who was having sexual relationships with many of the officers. And at one party, they even ran a train on her, like 5 different guys. And, I'm pretty sure y'all heard about this, but he's sticking by, even though witnesses said she would tell anybody within hearing range that it was an open marriage. One of the officers said that the husband got upset when the lady started kissing his wife because, of course, she was involved in threesomes, threesomes. Yeah, it was a runaway train on her, man, and he's sticking by. And I don't know what you guys think. Would you stick by your wife if she went through all of that? And you're talking about a nymphomaniac. This woman was having sex with other officers on and off the job, literally giving blowjobs at Planet Fitness. This is crazy, man. But yeah, they fired 5 guys and then they suspended 3. So hell, that's 8 people she was dealing with that we know about. But yeah, he said he's going to stick by. So they said at one party they was pouring vodka down her throat. Then off comes her top, and then all heaven breaks loose. So yeah, I'd have liked to been at that party, but I don't know if I would have joined in there, man. I don't know. I don't know if anybody's ever been involved in one of those trains before, but it's sloppy, man. You don't want to fool with that. I don't deal with that anymore. But in my younger days, I did. We thought it was having fun. Hey, Darren D said, "Darren, I love your videos from Canada." Thank you. I just had a Michael, one of my friends. He's from Canada, well, Nova Scotia. Him and his sons were here. Hey, good morning, Yusuf. He said, "If you want to keep busy, sing karaoke." Well, the first thing I'll put down here is, if you're willing, there's no shortage of activities here in the Philippines, especially with the weather being so favorable. There's just, I could sit here all day and tell you things you can do, but you have to be willing. You have to be physically able. But there's some things that for people who aren't physically able to do too. But, scuba diving has become real, real popular here lately. It's always been popular, but it seems like more newbies are trying scuba diving, and I'm going to be one. Justin, Critter Hunter, I'm going to send him a message today on under one of his videos and see when his next class is. He's got a nice setup down in Darwin, and he's right by the sanctuaries, those coral reef sanctuaries along the coast of Darwin. And according to some people that I've talked to, he's one of the best at deep sea diving and scuba diving, snorkeling, and all that. And it's something me and Maryland want to get involved in. And he offered to give us free lessons, but I'm going to pay him. But scuba diving, man, has become really, really popular. But remember, I told y'all about 3 years ago when I first came to the Philippines, okay, to stay. It was like January 2019. I met a gentleman in Mavisa Garden condominiums. There was a black guy. And I said, hey, you know, we're working out. And I asked him something stupid. I said, where did you meet your girlfriend from? And he was like, well, I don't have a girlfriend here. I'm here for scuba diving to improve his certification. I said, this guy's crazy, but he was telling the truth. And yeah, scuba diving is something. You know, another thing, flying, believe it or not. I've got a subscriber who flies over here. Well, two subscribers that fly. Guided by spirituality said, peace, brother Cal. Peace to the chat. Thank you. Hey, Louise. Is that Louise Caparino? Okay, I'll give you a shout out. What's up, Butcher? Yeah, but there's no shortage, guys, of things to do here in the Philippines. You'll never get bored here, okay? I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm going to do a video riding my bike if there's some kind of way if I can figure out how to do it. But I'm going to edit it. I'm going to go to all the spots here in San Carlos City. And this is a little bit small city. Hey, King Arthur, thanks for that super chat. He said, hello, Calvin. Getting things in order. Hopefully we'll get off the hamster wheel in April or May. That's a great time to come over here, I'll tell you that. I want to give a shout out to JT Brown. My sincerest condolences to his family on the loss of his ex-wife. She passed away today. And there's that super chat from King Arthur. I know you recently lost your wife too. I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess, you know, when you be with somebody for so long, I guess that has to be a hard pill, a bitter pill to swallow. It's like losing a parent or a child, a brother or sister. Sam Champion says, Philippines has it all for the best price on earth except snow skiing, and the people are generally friendly. There's nothing that you can't do here, literally. Like he said, except but then they've got some places where they're bringing in snow. But there's not a whole lot. I ride my bike. You know, you can exercise, walk. We've got two just unbelievable swimming pools here in San Carlos City. If you want to go swimming, we got a nice park. The mountains. I mean, and then if you want to go to the beach, y'all know the beaches, the world-renowned beaches. Okay, John says the N is pronounced like Nia or Nia. Okay. Derek Casanova says, rest in peace to the fellows who have lost their loved ones. Yeah, especially a wife, man, an ex, because they had two grown sons. He said, you know, I asked him how he was feeling. He says he's feeling okay, but he worries about his sons. Raymond Walker said if the federal debt limit is not raised in the U.S., the value of the dollar will crater. Yeah, they're playing some tricks over there. It's a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff that keeps that dollar inflated, but I'm not going to complain about it. But yeah, if you're willing, man, there's just an unlimited amount of activities here in the Philippines. One of them is you could just go to the mall and people watch. a window shop, get you a $5 haircut, because that's about what the top barber should charge, about $5. You'll get a massage, you know, you get to sit in the aircon and listen to all that gossip for about $5. Get you something to eat. King Arthur, thanks for that super chat. He said, JT, I know what you're going through. Time will help heal the pain. Yeah, man, you lost your dog first, then maybe a few months later, your wife. And I know you told me that you were, even though you were expecting that she was terminally ill, it doesn't make it any easier. My mother was terminally ill, but she died in like 9 days of going into the hospital. And man, I haven't recovered yet. But something that a lot of people go hiking here too in the Philippines. But a lot of guys, you know, believe it or not, they just sit around, a lot of men, and they, you know, at their home, they got a nice place, either renting it or owning it. Maybe they're out in the yard. Some people, I know Oliver, he's got a garden here in St. Carlos City. There's a clay court, tennis court here in St. Carlos City. It's covered, so you can basically play all day long if you like. There are basketball courts. You name it, you can do it. Whatever you like to do over there, you probably can do it a little bit more over here because the weather's favorable over here. Randall Frank says, reward the local farmer. He says, Jay Sully said that debt ceiling thing happens every few years. It'll never crater. If the U.S. defaults, the whole world falls. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that's where we were talking before, and I said, the United States is always going to be at the forefront because they're not going to give up that spot. They'll end the world before that'll happen. They'll destroy the whole world. Hey, Manuel, he says, nice to see you, bro. Thank you. Poncho Gunn says, I got a fully furnished apartment on the beach for $300. We snorkel and go on walks a lot on the beach. See, that is my ideal life over here in the Philippines. And I'm going to, here in the next week or two, I'm going to Siquijor Island, and I'm going to seriously look around for just a small place to rent. We're going to rent a place over there. Of course, it's going to be in Maryland's name. So when we're not there, we're going to rent it out. We're going to sublease it so y'all can enjoy the beach in Siquijor Island, because I'm a big promoter of Siquijor Island. I really love that place. What's up, Rod? Thanks for that super chat. He says, I spent time by breaking my elbow. Nothing funny about fracturing your funny bone. Wow, I'm convinced that one of my exes has a black voodoo doll on me. Man, it's funny because I heard that another subscriber, man, he dislocated his elbow. I think he tried to jump off a boat in Quran, Palawan or something. What's up, Rock? When the next time you coming to the PI? Hey, 300 River says, what's up, Cal? He says, you've been nailing it pretty hard in your past few posts, bro. Yeah, man, you know, we're all men. Most of my viewers are men, man. And majority of us are 45 and up. So we got a lot in common, man. The things that's on my mind is on your mind. That's the only way I can come up with my channel growing as fast as it did. But it's true, man. If you come over here, you want to relax, don't start a YouTube channel. And you say, well, you're being hypocritical. I'm not, guys. Most YouTube channels never see the light of the day. You stop it before it ever gets started. You get so frustrated and discouraged that you stop. It has to be something you really love to do that's going to keep you going. But that stress, man, is over here, you know. And then, of course, the living girlfriend, man, we're all going to make that mistake. We got to find some kind of way just to make that work, because We're all going to do that. I've never met a guy who didn't eventually have a live-in over here. Hey, what's up, Ken and Lynn? Canuck, Summers, Pinoy winners. He said, Calvin, we're almost done with our build. Followed your build very close. Thanks for that and all your content. Oh, man, congratulations. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm glad I documented all of that. It kept the engineer honest, but he's already an honest guy, man. He really did us some justice, and because of that, he's profiting, man. He's got like 6 jobs that I know of that he told me about. Our house was his first build. He's been an engineer over 20-something years for the city here in St. Carlos City, but we were his first build. He had about 10 employees. Now he's well over 100 employees. But that's the law of the universe, man. That's the law of compensation. When you help other people, you help yourself. And yeah. Now, where did you build, as a matter of fact? Michael Alexander, thanks for that super chat. He said, thanks, brother, for the very informative information. Yeah, you're welcome. Hey, Jack, thanks for the super chat. He said, hello, Calvin. Glad you got back safely and with clothes again. Yeah, sorry we missed meeting in Cebu. Next time, my friend, peace and blessings to you and your family. Thanks, Jack. I woke up that morning and said, we took for granted, I took for granted that the boat, the ocean jet, went from Cebu to Dumaguete every day, but it didn't. Only Monday and Friday. So I woke up Friday not knowing that, saying, well, we'll catch that ocean jet to Dumaguete. And that's what we did, man. I'm so glad, But really, from the videos that I'm watching, that Sunulu was a little bit more organized this time than before. I guess because it was in that SRP area, it was a bigger area. I don't know. What's up, Mike M? He said, Big Cal, keeping it real. Okay. Yeah, Summers, Pinoy Winter says, yeah, we could, Ken and Lynn Canuck Summers, Pinoy Winter says, we could hear your pride over your bill. I said it so many times. I'm not talking about having children, but it's my second greatest accomplishment. Number one was when I stopped drinking. In May the 13th, it'll be 25 years. Building this house is next. And there's a lot of other stuff in between there. But yeah, building that house, I was really proud of that, man. I didn't lose my house, like a guy said. He said, Calvin, you didn't lose that house. That house is still there. When the bank foreclosed on my house in 2011, man, it crushed me, man, because I worked hard to get my credit together and everything to buy this house. And hell, we wasn't in the house for 7 years, really. And I was in it for 5. Because me and my wife separated in 2009. I paid the mortgage, which one of the stupidest decisions I ever made was not to continue to pay that mortgage. My sister told me, she said, I don't care how you feel, swallow your pride, get your ego out of the way, pay that mortgage, because then when you go to court, you're probably going to be able to keep it because she's not going to be able to afford to do it. But I couldn't, man, with this guy sitting back with his hands like this and his feet propped up on my damn kitchen table. It just pissed me off. I couldn't get past that, man. I wasn't there yet, like I am now. Hey, the Global Vagabond says, are there private clubs in the larger cities? I've only seen the Manila Club online, but not much info on it. Have you been? Not much online about private clubs over there. Oh, yeah, I'm sure of that. I'm sure they do have private clubs. There's golfing in the major cities. Now, there's a golf course about 2 hours from me in Bacolod. We passed one in Cebu I'm pretty sure they probably have more. I'm pretty sure they got them in Manila. When we went to Boracay, there's a nice one on a resort. If you buy the room, you rent the room in the resort, you can play golf. But a lot of you guys, y'all still like the nightlife, and it's a lot to do there, man. Dumaguete, all Expat Alley. There's no shortage of things to do over here. I don't understand where that even comes from. People say, "Oh, we get bored." You get bored because you don't have the willingness to get out there. You can never get bored here. I mean, if you make a budget, say, "Okay, I got a travel budget, I got an activity budget, or whatever it is," and you do something every month, you're not gonna get bored. The water's calling me. I get antsy. I get, the water's calling me. I need to be somewhere near the water. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to rent us a small apartment, no more than about 5 or 10,000 per month. And so I can get over there and come outside, breathe in that fresh air, and just be within walking distance of the beach. Tom BKK said, "Good morning, Cal. Really been enjoying all your new content lately. Keep up the great work." Thank you. Believe it or not, I get my content from my comments, my conversations with people. I just get it out of the ether, man. It's not something I sit around and think about. I told you when Dr. Kermit Mallett was talking to me, and he said, talk about the fourth quarter. And then was something Mike said, and when I interviewed him, that made me come up with the stress. And then the guy, the troll, or man, the stalker, and I'm going to quit calling him that. But that's what he was. He ended up dying. And, no matter what, I'm not glad that he's dead. I'm going to put that out there. I'm sad for real. Life is precious. I know he left a family behind, but I don't know why he died. But I know negative energy is bad energy. We don't need that, man. We're too old, man. We're getting older. We're getting more and more fragile. Hey, you dirty puppy. Thanks for that super chat. He said, over the last 2 years, I watched your journey on YouTube in my hometown of all places. Respect. Thank you, brother. And I'm going to get over there and document part of your build. He's building probably the biggest house that the engineer will build up to this point. And I want people to see that my build was not a fluke. You should see Rock Harmon's house. It's beautiful, but he didn't want me to document it, and I understand that. I respect his privacy. But you dirty puppy's house is bigger than Rock's house. Yeah, Global Vagabond says the water is great, but the ocean is life. It is. It's a whole new world under there that I've been missing. And even though I still work for a company, we travel around the United States, well, mostly to places where there were oil refineries and things like that. And we would replace the spent catalyst inside these reactors. And it was a nitrogen environment. So I had to put on the bubble hat and, so I know I'm not going to have a problem breathing underwater because you didn't take that helmet off. If you did, you were toast. But what did y'all think about this guy whose wife was a Tennessee police officer, and she was screwing so many men in the department, on and off the job? He actually standing by his wife. He's trying to fix his marriage. I don't think me and Marilyn were talking about that today, and I don't think I would be able to do that. She said it was an open marriage. He said it wasn't. Marcus Williams says they're a community for military veterans. Yes, up in English City, they've got the, what is that? Is that the VOA? They've got a couple of organizations like that. Up there where a lot of those uh, military veterans and retirees live. A lot of them live up that way. Hey, thank you, brother. Yeah, I'm gonna come over there because, as a matter of fact, me and Michael, I introduced Michael to Arthur at Arthur's coffee shop. I took him there. We had a cup of coffee. Well, we don't have a beachfront, Tom. He said, Calvin, is it possible to find a nice beachfront home in San Carlos City? We have a coastline, but not a beach. We're right on the ocean. Now, you can go over to Sapaway Island, and you could probably rent a place near the beach. But no, there's not a beachfront home in San Carlos. Now, if you go to places like Dumaguete, on down, toward Darwin, Bacone, Zamboanguita, Shatton, Bayawan City, you can get a place on the beach, on the ocean, but not here. Yeah, VFW. Yeah. Thanks, Ken and Lynn Canuck. I said VOA, Volunteers of America, but it's not. It's the VFW is what I meant. I've been gone so long, man, I tell you. Yeah, you dirty puppy says $100,000 house and land in a special location for my Filipino and her family. Yeah, that's a lot of money over here. In America, they say, 100,000, I pay, because in 2004, when I bought my house, they wanted 129,000 for it. But they always going to put it way up there like that. So then they bought it down to 114,995, and they gave me 5,000. They took 5,000 off for my closing, so I ended up paying like 109,000 or something for it. Yeah, I hate to use that word, but he has to be the definition of a simp. Yeah, he has the patience of a saint. There's no way, I could deal with a woman like that. People have their past. I don't care who you were with before I met you, but now you're with me, and she's just having an ongoing. These aren't even real memories now. She's actually living it with these other men on the department, on the job, off the job, meeting people at the Planet Fitness. Yeah, he said it was open, all right. Yeah. She's having threesomes. They ran a train on her, pouring vodka down her throat at the party. Love 101, he said, what's up, brother? I have a question. Do women come to the Philippines looking for men too? Absolutely. And more are coming now. If you don't believe me, you're mostly going to see it in these tourist areas or these big cities. But go to Boracay. I was in Boracay, let's see, February, Valentine's Day weekend 2019. And it was a table of passport brides. That's what I call them. They were all black women. And, first time, when you see black women over here, you usually think, oh, hell, these are Africans, right? No, they were American. And man, I just said, hey, what's up to them? And they were there partying with Filipino men. Then you see, white women. The top three nationalities of women coming here in this order: Australia, the United States, and Canada. They're coming here dating and marrying Filipino men. And they get a pass, though. They're not called sexpats or anything like that. That's reserved for us. And it's a bigger gay community now. The Philippines has become the go-to place for a lot of Western gay men who are coming over here because they can get away from a lot of that scrutiny that goes on in the West. Over here, nobody even looks at them twice. Mike Ray says, I think the cop's wife wasn't handling business. Wife had to look elsewhere. Yeah, he wasn't handling business evidently, but to be honest, though, she's a nymphomaniac. And if you look that up, it says, a woman who can't get enough of sex, and usually with more than one man. I met one over here. And if you meet one, man, you're going to know you can't put a rope around her. Zane Outlander Arcast says, find your wife overseas. Leave these Western women alone or you end up like that guy. They've got some nymphomaniacs over here. And I think the problem is we underestimate women overseas, especially in the Philippines. We underestimate them. Raymond Walker said, I think the guy's crazy for staying with his wife. But remember, I was reading in Will Smith's book, and he made a great point. We make vows when we get married. And he said, you only make vows because marriage is hard. You make a vow to do things that are very difficult, not something that's easy. You don't vow to finish that bowl of ice cream or something like that. But you make a vow, to stay married. And marriage is difficult, man. And a lot of you guys can bear witness to that. And that's why we make a vow. But I don't know, man, through sickness and health, because one of the police officers says he questions her mental stability. He said he thinks she's got some mental health problems because she took an unloaded gun and put it to her head and pulled the trigger. She said she wanted to know what it sounded like. Jeff Payton said, Calvin, is there a military vet community in the Davao area? I'm not sure. Most of the military guys, in bunches, are up by Subic Bay, Angeles City, like that. Hey, Jam Silver says, good morning, Brother Cal. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Jam Silver. I appreciate it. He says that police story was crazy, but I'm sure he knew about it. Yeah, he's trying to save face now. She seemed to be a nice looking woman. Pancho Gunn said Puerto Galera has beach apartments. I'm going to take Maryland up there in the next few weeks. We want to see that place. It was suggested to us by a couple who lives in Manila. They're from Australia, but they live in Manila. She's half Jamaican, half Filipino. He's full Australian. They met in Australia. They decided that they wanted more bang for their dollar, Australian dollar. So they came to the Philippines, but they kept their house over there. And they travel all around Asia, Southeast Asia. And he said, yeah, Calvin, you need to go to Puerto Galera. We met them at Bantayan Beach. Renee Jimenez says she's toxic feminist. I don't know, man. Yeah, she's just an H. Yeah, thought, he says. Okay, Stephen and Ellie says, yes, Jeff Payton. There's a VFW there. In the Davao? He says they do in Africa. Many want to tie digs look alike. But see, y'all, one thing that we don't understand is women are men with a pussy. Really, is all it is. We're a lot more alike than we want to admit. We're a lot more alike than we want to admit. You Dirty Puppy says Filipino men are humble and appreciated, college educated, and cute. Yeah, to the outside women. Yeah, getting their groove on, yeah. But they get a pass, John. No one looks at them as a sex pet, including me. when I see a woman over here, I'm thinking, okay, she's over here on a religious mission. She's working here. Or she's on vacation, but she's not here on the dating sites. But they are, believe it or not. Not a whole lot, but the numbers are growing, according to the Philippine Statistics Authority. More and more coming over here. Malloy West said, what's realistic cost of owning a home and lot in your area, say 500 square meters? That's a big lot, Malloy. That's a real big lot. How big is your lot, you dirty puppy? I know where you bought your lot. The lots are no less than 1,000,000 pesos. They're 500 square meters. Yeah, I don't know where you get a lot that big. You're going to probably pay about, just depending. If it's out in the province, Malloy, it's less. Now, if you said in my area, you're probably going to pay about 2 million for the lot, or 1.5 million. No, probably about 2 million for 500 square meters. That's a big lot in the Philippines. Then, however much you're going to spend on the house. But yeah, that 500 square meters is big. Now, you could build up in the mountains, you're going to get a better price. But when you build down here in the city proper, or anywhere near the city proper, for some reason, man, it's expensive in San Carlos City. Hey, Magnolia State, sexpat, vagabond, call me what you like. I'm coming as soon as I can. Yeah, I don't care what they call me. I don't know. Everybody's not over here for the same reason. I don't know. Well, depends on what your definition of a sexpat is. Is it just somebody that frequents the bars, dealing with bar girls and prostitutes and all that? Or is it somebody coming over here pretending to be a gentleman and is just running through the dating sites like a bull in a china shop? I don't know. He said there's a sucker born every minute, simp at his finest. Yeah, I think she broke the vows when she did that. Yeah, Sam Champion said, guys, don't be so naive and think only the crazy ones are in the West. Philippines can be deceiving from what popular belief may be. A good number of Phil-Am marriages fail as well as Western relationships. Yeah. Now when Filipino American, we have the lowest divorce rate, but you got to realize these are people who are reporting who are actually getting divorced. They don't include the ones who are separated. So remember, Filipinos are not from outer space. They're women. They just come in a different package. And I think that's what fools a lot of us. They come in a different package. And you're going to have, she's a woman, so you're going to have problems. You're just going to have different problems than you do over there. She may not confront you, but she'll probably do some more crazy stuff that'll drive you mad. Brian Jones says, Calvin, I've made it my mission to come to the Philippines, first as a vacation, then possibly to live there, to see how happy and relaxed you seem to be. Why wouldn't I? Oh, this is a real deal. And it's fun. It's like you read my mind, because I was thinking about talking about that either on one of my lives and say, are these guys really that happy over here? Or is it just, a put on? Are we just selling views and all that? But no, in my case, I really am. If not, you have to know me, man. I would have been gone. I'm a Gemini. I get bored easy. And if the Philippines wasn't everything that I'm saying it is for me, yeah, I'd have been gone a long time ago, Brian. I'm not going to sell. I don't sell dreams. I just tell you my boots on the ground experience, what I'm seeing, what I'm living, what I'm experiencing. I call it the nitty gritty. It's just simply my perspective. You're going to see something different, but you're never going to say, oh, he was lying. Hey, Brian Smith, thanks for the super chat. He said, speaking of keeping busy, I want to learn Filipino martial arts while I'm there. Any tips on how I can find schools that teach that type of thing? Well, hell, Right here in St. Carlos City, if you walk through that open area, we call it Center Mall over here, either early on the weekend mornings or just about every day during the week, uh, in the the evening, you're going to see them down there teaching that martial arts where they with that stick, like, you won't have to look far. I forgot what the name of that martial arts is, but yeah, you see it every single day. If I ride my bike there about on Saturday, maybe um, I'd say 9 or 10 o'clock before the sun really comes out, they're there. And then every day at around 4:30, 5 o'clock. John Gomez says, "Wow, you dirty puppy, that's a big lot." Yeah, like a half acre or less. Okay. Uh, Liberty Casanari says, "Calvin, they are just jealous of what you have because you're doing a wonderful job. And like I said, you're a good person. God always in your side." Yeah, and I guess you're talking about that stalker. I wasn't the only one he was picking on, but he used to send me some nasty emails, man, and I just never really. I printed one because I didn't know who it was at first, but a guy recognized the language, and he sent me an email. He said, "Calvin, I know who that is." And then when I confronted the guy, he basically said, "Yeah, that's him." And he just kept sending them, man. But I wouldn't want anybody to die. But that negative energy, guys, it ain't no good for you over here. But let's get back to what is some things you can do now. He brought it up. He said martial arts. And of course, karaoke, like the guy said. There's so many holidays over here. There's so many birthday parties. You're never gonna get busy over it. Then you got your woman, man. You can go places with her. It's a simple life over here. Sometimes what me and Marilyn will do, we got a little cafe. It's maybe a 10-minute motorcycle ride from here up in the mountains. We'll go up there and have breakfast, have some coffee, and overlook the mountains and the city, man. It's really nice. Raymond Walker said, "My Filipino owns several properties because land value in the Philippines will keep going up. She surprised me when she had my name added to the deed." Yeah, but it don't mean nothing. If you're not married to her, your name on the deed don't mean a damn thing, Raymond. I just want to be honest with you. It don't mean nothing. Jeff West Bay said, "Take my email down. I want to come to the February 28th meet and greet and need a place to stay." Okay, I don't see your email, but it's February 25th, not the 28th. Yeah, Gangster Gummy Bear says, "You're likely to hear a lot more negative about the country than positive hype. Lots of haters of the country." Yeah, and most of them haven't even been here. And like Mike said on the interview I did, Mike from London, he said there's some stunning places here, and then some places that's not so stunning. But he said the people here are genuine no matter where you go. Hey, Edward Lawler, thanks for the super chat. He said, "Bro, keep pushing the good life. I'm in between Miami and Iloilo. I love both good times and great people on both sides." Yeah, there's no set plan for anybody, guys. If you want to, some guys come over here to the Philippines for 3 months out of the year. They spend the winters over here, then they go back home. Some people, like Mike, he's getting in a position where he can spend 6 months in the Philippines, 6 months in London. There's no, dyed in the wool plan. Whatever works for you. I'm here full time because I love the weather. The older I get, the harder those cold winters are on me. Liberty Kazanari says they called, what's that? Arnis Filipino stick martial arts. Yeah, it goes on just about every day here. You're not going to have a problem finding. Brian Smith, thanks for the super chat. He said, I'm also a musician. I want to find a band to play with while I'm there too. What's the live music scene like over there? Is there one, and what kind of music do most of the bands play there? Is there one? Yeah, it is. Everywhere. Remember, everybody knows that the Filipinos have a reputation as great singers, but they're great musicians too. Now, if you go to places, the bigger cities are going to have the more livelier music scenes. Like if you go to Manila, to the Mall of Asia, in the evening, somewhere around 6 o'clock, and you cross the street, I forgot what they call that. I'm gonna just call it the Bay Walk, just to be simple. But it's lined up with restaurants and bars, and every last one of them will have a live band. And you could easily put a band together here. I've got a friend here. He plays the keyboards. He plays in a band, but hell, extra money, he'd play in your band. Excuse me. Angel plays the guitar. There's singers here by the boatloads. So yeah, the music scene is bopping over here. They got rap. Most of the music over here is like pop though, and like the 80s and 70s, 80s and 90s. But they love rock over here. Don't be mistaken about that. One of their biggest bands, I think it was called Eraserhead over here. They're on the level of Rolling Stones and all of that in the West. That's how big they are over here in the Philippines. They're big. Charles Cox says, I can't wait to get there. The Filipino P is cooking for me. Yeah, I'd like to see that. I'd like to see that on video. I'd like to see that. that would be interesting. I'd like to see a video of her with some of her men supporters, because most of her supporters are men. And I'm not picking on them, I'm just saying, I think that just for me, I have to give back, man. That's one of the reasons I built that guest house. Well, y'all built it by watching my videos. It's just my way of giving back. But I don't know. I'm probably the only one that's doing that as a vlogger, where you can actually come to my house right now, come through those gates and have a place to stay, and we'll feed you too. And I'm proud of that. Hey, Kamal says, thanks for the D disclaimer. Yeah, but come over here and hire a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer. Hey, thank you, Robert. He said, let's not forget, thank you for your service, Sir Cal. Yes, that's another thing I'm proud of. We've got a lot of servicemen in my community. And a guy, we were chatting face to face on WhatsApp. He's down in Biloxi, Mississippi. He said, Calvin, it'd be my first time traveling overseas. He said, I'm hesitant on coming to the Philippines by myself. I said, man, we built a huge community over here. You will not be by yourself. I said, that's one of the reasons I built my channel. I made my channel, because I would be lonely over here. I said, but no matter where you go, there's bunches of this community now that you don't have to be alone. And I'm proud of that. Okay, he said, Jeff West basses. I got a bass guitar on the 25th. Whatever they're doing, yeah. Here, RV said Eraserheads are Filipino Beatles. Yeah, they're huge. And you see, I've never heard of Eraserheads till like 2010, 10 or 11. I was like, who are these people? Why? I mean, they'll fill up a stadium over here, man, okay? I'm thinking that they're talking about doing a reunion or something. Yeah, they're big. Jam Silver says, the winter's serious over here in Canada, bro. Can't wait to retire in Southeast Asia. The Philippines would definitely be a place to stop at. There's a lot of places around in here with good weather. But I asked Mike, because he'd been to Thailand. It just depends on what floats your boat. The younger guys seem to like Thailand. But the older guys seem to like the Philippines. Drew Micah said you should do a collab with her, Cal. Yeah, I'm open to it. I just think I'm too raw for her. I think she's afraid of me. I think she's intimidated by me because she's done collabs with all the rest of those guys in Dumaguete. And remember, she lives in Dumaguete. It's a long way from where I live. But yeah, I'm open to that. But I really think, what people say on camera and what they do in person, a lot of them are different. See, I'm the same guy. And that's one thing I'm proud of. When you come here, you're going to see me. I'm not going to change. Okay, but I don't know how comfortable she really is with black men. And I'm a black man. I'm sorry, I could be wrong, but yeah, I got mad respect for her. She's built a tremendous channel. She's helping a lot of people. She's opening a lot of eyes. She's reaching men that I can't reach because she's got a pussy, man. Let's be honest about it. She's nice looking. And y'all going to listen to her, but you're not going to listen to me. Even though you're going to be living my life when you get here. Hey, thanks for that super chat, you dirty puppy. Said the Filipino as a culture are veterans at heart after the hundreds of years of occupation and observation, not often understood. That's funny. We were talking about that. Me and Mike were talking about that. And you have to understand that they're not going to put up with a whole lot of our crap over here. They've already dealt with that for so many years. It's a wonder that Americans are even welcome here. It shows you the character of the people here and how willing they are to forgive and forget. It's like, I don't know if Germany and the Jewish people have mended that rift yet. So it's on that level of what America did to the Philippines. I don't like to bring it up, but a lot of people don't know that history. Because remember, the victor is the one who tells history. And they only like to go back to World War II when we liberated them from Japan. They don't like to go back to 1899 when we bought the Philippines for 20 million US dollars and then basically slaughtered hundreds of thousands of Filipinos over here. Because they thought, hell, we're liberators. No. Hey, JM says you're a sweetheart, Calvin. She shouldn't be afraid of you, dog. Yeah, I would love to do it. I think it would benefit both of us, to be honest with you. I'm a big fan of hers, man. I mean, imagine she's only been a YouTuber a few months more than me. And man, she's got almost 200,000. She's a celebrity, but I don't know if I'd want to get that big like that, where I'm out of touch with my viewers. See, I think that's part of my appeal. Is I'm gonna always give you the nitty gritty. I'm a grunt, and I'm gonna stay a grunt over here because most of the people who come over here who really get it in the Philippines and enjoy themselves and become successful and recreating their lives and stuff, they're grunts. They're open-minded. They're not hard to please. They're not all these guys coming over here complaining all the time, wearing these white gloves and stuff. These are the guys that have problems over here. But grunts, man, this is like a paradise to us. Yeah, she's up there. She's not been that far, but like I said, imagine if I had a pussy. How many subscribers would I have? A lot of you guys subscribe to her and follow her so you can just look at her and salivate. But whatever works for you. Yeah, I know she watches my channel because I've influenced a lot of these. When I came on the scene with the nitty gritty, it forced a lot of other channels to start talking about the nitty gritty. They'll never give me credit for it. But all you got to do is go back to their earlier videos. You see they're a lot more raunchier. They're a lot more raw. They're talking about a whole lot more stuff now because I am. I'm like, it'll never go back to being that same way where everything is so sugary sweet again. And then the thing about it is, who better to tell us about the Philippines than really, to give us the nitty gritty, by the way, than a Filipino. But it goes against their culture. They're not going to do it. So it's going to take somebody like me to say, oh, okay, here's really what's going on over here when you get over here. Here's really what, I'm just giving you a play-by-play of what happened to me when I met women over here and all that kind of stuff, right? Of how people treat me over here with so much respect and everything like that. Okay. You Dirty Puppy says that Sunshine Shoulders. The Philippine P once sent us a private video when she first started her channel. Yeah. He said, I'm sorry about the P up. No, we love the P on our channel. Remember that, guys. Okay. But they're answering. This is your live stream. So remember, I'm going to give you the nitty gritty, whether you want to listen to it or not. This is just facts. If I had a pussy and I'm putting out the content I'm putting out, I'm going to have double the subscribers that I have. Double the views, triple the views. Because they already know what you want to hear, really. They're not going to talk about a lot of these Filipino vloggers. It's very few Filipino men who are talking to us. Okay, remember that now. Okay, put that away, file that away. There's very few Filipino men with channels who are talking to foreign men. They've got a lot of information they could give us. Why that is, I don't know. But the Filipino channels, all they're stuck on is sex and trying to hook you up with a woman who isn't even single. All right? So just keep that in mind. Nobody's really telling you, hey, what's really going on over here when they could easily do it. Hey, Stylish over 60 said, what's going on, Cal? The Beach of Life just jumped on the chat. Thank you. Alexander, no, man, you're right. G. Walchurch says it's the same as USA, but the Philippines are more loyal and family oriented and less expensive, way less. Yeah, they just come in a different package, really. And that kind of throws us off for a minute. It kind of gets you in there for a minute. But it is a different culture. But to say it's not stressful, guys, it is when you live with somebody who you're totally different from. Okay? Well, to be honest with you, he said, Harvey Garner says, how do Filipino men feel about foreigners? The ones that I met, the ones that I've met, and the ones that I've come in contact with, no matter where I go in the Philippines, they treat you more like a celebrity than the women. They're more interested in meeting you because they're big basketball fans and stuff like that. And they're more interested in meeting you than the women. It's just that they don't have a pussy, guys, so they figure they don't have anything to offer us, but they do, for real. Me and the engineer, Rod, I consider him a good friend of mine. He's taught me a lot. He took me up there in the mountains and introduced me to that What's the name of that place? Kickolas, the coffee shop. Introduced me to the owner. He's introduced me to a lot of important people because that's really all he deals with. But yeah, they really they like us, man. And they could give you a whole lot of insight on the woman, but they just don't do it. They say, okay, you just come over here and learn it on your own. See? Hey, Gleason Baker, thanks for that super chat. Said just stay the way you are. Yeah, I am, man. I'm not gonna change. If it ain't broke, I'm certainly not gonna break it. Yeah, he said, really nice men here. I'm Chicago. I'm from Chicago, so the NBA men love talking to me. Yeah, I mean, I'm treated like a rock star by the men over here. The women are afraid of me, but the men, oh man, I've got some of my best encounters with men. To be honest with you, man, I mean, I've never had a bad experience with a man over here. With a woman, yeah, but with a man, no. That Alexander Neverman said, Calvin, your content's on a whole different level. They watch your channel to get ideas. I know it flatters me, but I'm not gonna. As long as it gets out there. He says, Xavier, I said, funny, Cal, don't make me imagine you with a pussy. Yeah, but the facts is the facts, guys. Okay. These channels are blowing up over here. These beautiful Filipino women. There's another one coming up real strong. I can't think of a name. Is it Beauty? She's a nice looking woman, talking about, a lot of her videos have that, that dating concept, that, sexual concept. And she's almost got as many subscribers as me already. And she just came on the scene. Hell, she got 41,000 or something, and bravo to him, man. Believe it or not. It just shows you the power of the Philippines. That's why I tell you guys, if you do decide to come over here and start a YouTube channel, as long as you stay in the Philippines, you're going to be okay because it's one of the most popular genres on YouTube, period, man. But it's the Philippines. It's not you. If these same women were somewhere else with their channels, you could hear it would be crickets. But they're in the Philippines, man. We love the Philippines. We're interested in the Philippines. The interest is at all-time high. The pandemic placed this place way at the top. See? I didn't even know it, though. When I started my channel, I didn't know it. It was only after I started seeing my rise, I was like, man, something going on with this Philippines over here. Yusuf says, Calvin, I love how strangers shout hello to you in your videos. Yeah, most of them are men. But yeah, I haven't had any problems. Yeah, I'm going to do this. I wanted to do this before, Albert. That's a good idea. Most of the games are up in Manila. Yeah, he said, I seen your latest video. Practically the whole video, people were saying hello to you. Yeah, I know. A lot of times it would make me lose my train of thought. Charles Cox says, I'm too old to date. I already have one mean old lady at home. Oh, okay. Mexican American in the Philippines says, I just got back to LA from the Philippines. Powell canceled my flight and I was charged fees for overstay. Wow. Man. Yeah, Mel Jean. Yeah, they built that channel. And I think, because they had like a little soap opera going on her. And I think the guy's from Ireland, if I'm not mistaken. And because I watched a few of their videos where he was leaving during the pandemic. And yeah, and I was like, wow, 131,000. Wow. Yeah, because it's the Philippines, man. If it were anywhere else, man, the content we're putting out there, and people wouldn't be listening to us, man. But they want to see these women over here, man. Nobody is more popular than the Filipino right now. The whole world is telling her how beautiful she is. And I tell you, be careful what you wish for, man. We may be our worst enemy. A lot of these women who never received any attention at all are now all of a sudden being bombarded with messages, man, PayPals, emails, man, when they're, and it's on, the consequence is they're going to get lost in themselves. They're going to fall in love with themselves, man. They're not going to be the Filipinas that we fell in love with. Hey, Cedric Giles says, thanks for that super chat. He said, no offense, big bro, but if I come visit you, you have to have a beer with me. I look forward to talking stuff while knocking down a few cold ones with you. Well, I don't drink. You know, I haven't had a drink since May the 13th, 1998. Actually, May the 12th. I checked in the detox May the 13th, 1998. But hell, you can drink as much as you want, man. And I have my coffee or my water, too big, they call it. Come on, man. I drink you under the table with a few cold 500 ml too big. Oh, yeah. She said, I'm still waiting for Cal's t-shirts, elephant pussy. I'm going to get that done today, as a matter of fact. And that's a good thing about being in the Philippines. You're not going to run into that. Now, I ran into that one time, though, over here. But you typically aren't going to run into the elephant pussy over here. But in America, oh, my God. They must have good gynecologists over here. You know, when a woman has a baby and they go back to sew them back up, they must have good gynecologists because you very seldom will you run into an elephant pussy over here. And even you have women that 2 or 3 children and you still knocking it down. There's still some resistance there. And I don't care, man. I'm not being shallow. It's just a fact. Men, we don't want that where you get in there and you just fall in, you know. What's that song by the Commodores? Love gets slippery when it's wet. We don't want all of that. We want some pushback. We want some resistance. I like a crunchy pussy. I don't like that sloppy stuff, man. Glenn Hartwick says, I'm 55 and my give a damn has been broken for several years. I'm in the 4th quarter now. Yeah. Listen, guys, you think I'm playing? You better get that, start using that I don't give a damn button, man. More often, your blood pressure will go down. Yeah. F says Miss USA. Well, no, Miss Universe. Both of them. She was Miss USA and Miss Universe. She was Filipino American, first time in history. That's right. Hey, you dirty puppy. Thanks for the super chat. Say, Sir Calvin, if you wrote a book, what would be the title of it? Oh, man, that's a good. I got so many ideas for that one, man. Sunshine Shoulders gives the nitty gritty on the Philippines. Sunshine Shoulders travel book on the Philippines for newbies. Yeah, man, I could go on and on, but yeah, crunchy. I don't like that slippery stuff. Oh, wow, I didn't know that, Quiet Dude. He said Commodore's got a song. Now, was that during the Lionel Richie days when they were really just a super group? Or when he left and they turned into, I don't know what they turned into, the 5 Heartbeats or something after that. Yeah, LA Detroit said that old story you told about the big coochie was hilarious. Yeah, but the guy warned me. He's one of my best friends over in America. We worked together and everything. He saw me with the girl in the club. He said, look, man, I'm warning you. You better leave that woman alone. You know, she's got the biggest pussy in the world. And he said, see, they called her something where he was from. She was from like Bardstown, Kentucky. And I was like, because it's getting late. And I was like, oh, he's a hater because he don't have anybody. The club's getting ready to close. I'm ready to take this one home. Man, oh, if there was ever a time in my life where I would have took somebody's advice, it was that one. I mean, it was just ridiculous. The Ghost of Pennsylvania says, I don't want no elephant pussy, and I don't want another guy's sloppy second leftovers. That's a big no for me. I don't care how beautiful she is. Yeah, you don't want to, this guy, his wife had a train ran on her, and then she ended up going home to him. Imagine that. You can't clean that enough. You can't disinfect it enough because you drunk. You coming back, they done poured vodka down your throat, ran a train, had a runaway train run over you, basically. And then you show up at home. I don't even want to think about it. You wouldn't be married to me. J Jeff Travel TV says, will you get more subscribers if you blog in the Philippines? Absolutely. And viewers. And if you don't believe me, man, look, I'm going to tell you something, man. And I don't care what other people think about Rique. I consider Rique the godfather of a lot of these vlogs and stuff. Look at his views and look at his following now that he's not in the Philippines versus when he was here. And you'll see what I'm talking about. And he's like the godfather. There's another guy that right now in the short run, living abroad, Alex. Now he came over here. When I met him, he had less than 4,000 subscribers back in May of 2022. When I met him, I went on there, he had like 3,000 something. By the time he left, 4 months later, less than 5 months later, the Philippines, he had over about 25,000 subscribers from being here in the Philippines. He's over 30 now. He's over in India, but his views have gone down. Yeah, you're definitely going to get more. The Philippines, man, you're not going to get as popular right now as the Philippines, okay? Hey, Reg John Rock says Shay Travels 1.8 subs in Valencia got over 300. Wow, in Super Chat on a second live stream on Saturday. Yeah, and it's going to happen, man. It's something about, we're infatuated with Filipinos. Remember, I had the True Girls on here, man. You're not going to believe it, man. I forgot how much, by the time YouTube took out their money, I think, because, I was helping them when they first started out. They didn't have nothing. I think, man, it was like, even after YouTube took their money, it was like 400 that was left. One guy gave so many super chats that YouTube shut him down. Said you can't give any more. His super chat button quit working. Okay? And because we love Filipinos. And if you are a Filipino and you're out here, now is the time. Strike while the iron is hot. Strike while the iron is hot. Make your YouTube channel. And do whatever and follow the script that they're following. Interview these young girls, make all the videos about sex because I can't do it. They got an advantage over me and other Western bloggers. If we do it, man, they're going to demonetize our channels if we're lucky. If we're unlucky, they're going to blacklist us. But the Filipina can do it. She can sit there all day and make a video showing nothing but young girls. Man, this is on the Friends of Human Trafficking, guys. And they getting away with it. In bikinis, they want to meet foreigners. What is that if that's not human trafficking? You let me do that, man, I'm going to jail. Yeah. He said, TJ Johnson, and what's up, brother? He said, no self-control. We talking about true or lipstick. True, because, you know, we never really did it with the Filipino lipstick, but she's, you know, from what the messages I've been getting, she's not hurting for money. Okay. Oh man, relaxing in Shangri-La. Wow. Oh yeah, yeah. He says if there was a cash app available in the Philippines, those ladies would be rich. Absolutely. And I'm not knocking them. I'm just giving you the nitty gritty. I'm telling you what a what a vlogger in the Philippines can benefit from just being here. But you gotta give the nitty gritty, because there's a lot of good channels that just don't get the views, man. They won't even say booty on the damn channel. Well, I'm sorry, but you're not going to get a whole lot of, you know, you're not going to get a lot of following, man. You're not going to get a lot of views because you're not telling the truth. I didn't make it up. The stuff I'm talking about, guys, is not earth-shattering. It's nothing new. I didn't create the girlfriend experience. I didn't create that. I didn't create the unspoken agreement. But I'm going to talk about it because I'm going to tell you what's over here. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Yeah, she's Western acting and she caps. I don't know what he's talking about. But see, here's the thing, though. He said, problem with starting a channel is that Philippines is saturated with vloggers now. So many vloggers that some barely have views or subscribers. That's because they're not giving you the real deal. And remember, it takes a while to get started on this YouTube. And that's why I said, don't start a channel over here if you want to keep your blood pressure down. If you want to keep the stress down, because they're going to sit around like, oh, nobody's watching my channel. What's going on? You're going to start worrying about stuff that you have no control over. Why am I sitting here now with 277 people watching me? I have no idea. I never set out for that. I never even envisioned it in my mind on a live stream. And when I was in Thailand, we had 650 people watching. It blows my mind. YouTube controls all that. But you do have to talk about interesting stuff. You have to talk about real life stuff. You can't just fly a drone around Boracay and think people are going to follow it. Okay? You have to talk about real life stuff, you know, and relationships are real life stuff over here. When you know guys are coming over here and they're going to want to know, hey, what's going on with this Filipino for real? Is she what the world is telling us she is? And in most times she is. You're going to get your socks knocked off if you're brave enough to get on that plane and come all the way over here. See? Now, here's where I have to disagree. They've been saying this, LA Detroit, and you know, you my boy, man. They've been saying this for years. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And I'm going to give you two reasons why it's not going to happen. The first reason is, but let me read your comment first. He said, you guys got about 2 years left before the West has totally ruined the women there, even in the province of Harry. Here's why that's not going to happen. But it's obvious to see why it, you know, that's coming out of your mind, because you see all these thirsty guys and everything like that, right? It's too far away. Me and Michael was talking about that. Remember, only 8 million people at the top, at the peak of their tourist run. The Philippines had only 8 million versus Thailand, 49 million, Malaysia, 19 million. Okay, it's too far away. We're not going to get on that plane and come all the way over here. So many places between the West and the Philippines that people are like, I can stop at Brazil, DR, Mexico, Central America, blah, 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 right? And the Philippines is so spread out. Most of the guys that come over here, boom, they go to the same Manila and Cebu. They never come to Iloilo. They don't go to Bacolod. They don't go to, you know, Davao. There's a lot in Davao, but not many. It's the Philippines is spread out. There's some people here. Let me read this guy's super chat. International. He says, I'm a black man. Wait, let me find it. I'm sorry. But anyway, he says he's a black man. Here it is. Thank you, brother, for that super chat. He said, hey, Calvin, I'm a black guy living in the United States. Filipinos here in the United States don't really like black men, but rather date white men. Have you experienced any racism there? No. But remember, when you get a Filipino there, you're dealing with a totally different animal now. Okay? And she's really only going to do what her friends are doing over there. And you can't fault them. Remember, white supremacy and the idea of white supremacy has been shoved down their throat just like it's been shoved down mine. White people suffer from white supremacy and that idea of white beauty. And when they see white people, they see power. Okay? They see wealth. All right? But you're dealing with a totally different animal when you go over there. Over here is different. All right? A lot of the women, you know, over here, they're not as shallow as they are in the West. So they're going to deal with your character, man. There's so many. I mean, we're not even, most of the time on my channel, we're talking white and black. We don't talk about Asians. A lot of Asians over here dating Filipinos, man. You know, South Korean, Japanese, Chinese. Then you got Latinos. But no, you're not going to get any racism over here. Is it over here? I've never experienced it. But remember, I can't really understand what they're saying. But no, I've never had a problem with women over here. And I'm talking about never. And you're not going to have any problems either. But I'm glad you said I'm a black guy living in the United States about the Philippines. There's some people here in the Philippines who've never met a black man in person. They never met a black man in person. You can go places where they've never met a white man in person. They've never met a foreigner. Okay, remember, if you go back a couple of months ago, I did a video where I'm up there and I'm helping I went and interviewed the guy from Belgium. Okay, remember that? Okay, but right before that, the tricycle driver took me to where he lived in the mountain province. There's no foreigners up there, man. They've never seen a foreigner up there. This is the reason why it will never happen. The West will never take over the Philippines, man. It's too far and it's too spread out. Every day there's some other woman who makes up her mind over here that she's going to date a foreigner. And it's just not, we're never going to saturate the Philippines with foreigners, man. They've been saying that for years. I've been coming over here for 14 years. In April, it'll be 14 years. And remember I told you guys when they opened the Philippines up, I said, yeah, there's going to be a rush because, you know, they've been holding us back. Then all of a sudden it's like a boom, like a slingshot and boom. But then after that, it's going to go down like that. That's what's happened. That's what's happened. The rush is over. Reality set in. It's a 20-hour flight here, guys. All right, a lot of guys ain't going to do it. They can't swallow their pride. It's like, no, these guys, they're hyping the Philippines up. It's not that good over here. So they're never going to come. And the few that come, it's going to be a drop in the bucket. 8 million tourists in a country of 110 million? Man, it's like a drop in the bucket. I haven't experienced it, man. Yeah, but let me say something about these bashers and these trolls. They pick and choose who they deal with, man. It's a lot of people over here they don't fool with. It's only a handful of people that they troll over here, to be honest with you. But when you get on their radar, they don't quit. Until they see they can't break you. And they say, oh, this guy Sunshine Show, he's not going anywhere. No matter what we do, every time I turn on the damn YouTube, here he is. Okay. But you don't go into it. You don't let people change you and determine what you're going to become and run your life. Remember, you got that I don't give a damn button. Yusuf, use it on these trolls. I don't care what they do to me. Yeah, see, we don't care. That's what that I don't give a damn button is for. We don't care what people say about us anymore. We don't care about what people think about us anymore. That doesn't pay my bills. Okay. They're not sleeping with me at night. They're not making my dinner. They're not doing anything, man, but blowing out a bunch of hot air and entertaining the people with that negative energy who already have that negative energy. People on my channel have positive energy, man. I keep bringing Michael up. Man, he's about as good of positive energy as you're going to see. And those are the type of people I attract. There's more of that over here than any of that other stuff. And remember, the good guys, we're out in the open. Who wants to live their life hiding behind a damn computer? What kind of life is that? Come on, guys. You don't want that. I don't give a damn what they say about me. Yeah, crunchy. I want the crunchy, man. Yeah, your best health insurance is good in health. But get some anyway. And what I meant to say, I meant to say as little as possible, as much as you can afford. That's what I meant to say. But I didn't say that. Mike M said, Calvin's the real deal. Yeah, he said, don't even throw in OnlyFans. Yeah, but see, they ain't really got hip to that yet. Oh, man. Yeah. Van Godwin says, my YouTube Ellis. Traveling vlogger Alex from Canada. His viewership has gone down. His Philippine vlogging was popular. Absolutely it was. He went, and he'll tell you himself. When I met him, man, I was me, Marilyn, Cal, one of my subscribers, Cal, and his girlfriend. We're sitting in IT Park, we're drinking coffee, and this guy walks up. He says, man, are you Sunshine Shoulders? He said, yeah. I'm introduced myself. I'm Alex. I've got a channel living abroad. He said, I'd like to do a collab with you. I said, okay. Meet me at the Pancake House in the morning. He came. So from the time I met him to the time we hooked up, I looked at his channel. It was only like 3,000 something. The video that he made with me has got almost 100,000 views. And it's just a regular video. He went in a very short period of time, man. 4 or 5 months, asked him. He went from 3,000 subscribers to 25,000. His views was off the charts because he was in the Philippines. You leave the Philippines, man, that's when the rubber hits the road. There's guys in Houston, Texas, who are talking about the Philippines, man. They might get 5 or 3. I've seen one live stream. The guy had three viewers. I'm like, you must just doing that because you love it. Because I wouldn't be sitting on here with 3 viewers. I'd just be making videos. I wouldn't do a live stream with 3 viewers. But when he was in the Philippines, this guy was popular. Hey, bro, thanks for that super chat. He said, thanks, Cal, for answering my question. I'm planning on taking a trip to the Philippines in May, if God's will. And that's a good time, but I'm going to tell you about May in the Philippines. It's the hottest month. Anybody watching this, ladies and gentlemen, if you come to the Philippines in May, be prepared for it. Light clothes. Wait, booby. Light clothes, sunscreen, the whole 9 yards. Make sure, you don't come outside you go from A to Z when you going somewhere. Don't stop and talk to somebody on the street. The sun is on his job in May here. You're talking 70 humidity, 100 degrees in the shade, but you don't have to worry about the rain, the flooding, and all of that. The beaches are popping in May. He said, thank God for Cialis Viagra. It's killing a lot of people. Hey, Ramon Velasco music. Haywood Robinson says, not only is the Philippines far and these guys can't afford the airline ticket. See, they're never going to run this place over. They're not going to do it. It's too far. It's too spread out. You can go to you can go to Siquijor Island right now, which is only, it's foreigners who live in Dumaguete who've never been to Siquijor Island. I don't know why they won't do it, but they won't go. Yeah, she's doing good too because she's a Filipina. Look at her subjects that she's talking about, John. Come on, let's be honest, man. She's taking advantage of our love for the Philippines and Filipinas. The stuff that she talks about, I can't talk about. Okay, yeah. I would get in trouble. Yeah, 3 viewers. Yeah, it's pointless. 8 maybe at the most. But it's all of them like that. Yeah, he said May is so hot, he can't argue with that. It's the hottest month in the Philippines of the year. What's up, Auntie Parrot? Mike says, if I have $300,000, is that enough to retire? I'm 38. Man, that's a good question. Now, are you going to be drawing interest off the principal?
Is that open? The window is open.
Is it? Hold on, guys. I had the air on and Marlon had the damn windows open. I was wondering why I wasn't getting cool in here. Get out of here. Is that money going to be in an interest-bearing account? Because, okay, you figure, let's just say you're going to spend, let's make it interesting. Let's say if you spend $25,000 per year, that's only 12 years. So then that would get you to 50. Okay, that's about a little bit over $2,000 per month. I don't know, man. I would rather have a passive income of $2,000 per month at 38 and live over here than have that 300,000, because once that 300,000 is gone, I don't think that's going to make it to 62. You're going to have a damn good time, though. That's a fact. You're going to have a damn good time. But what are you doing, booby? But you're not, I don't think you're going to make it, guys. That's just being honest. I don't think you're going to make it. LA Detroit says, my wife and mother-in-law are loving the baby. Yeah, booby's something else. Booby is something else, man. And you know, I've had kids, man. I've raised kids. Booby's different, man. She came in here yesterday and said, Daddy, I want some pizza. And I was shocked. I'm like, where'd you learn that? She says good night to me every night before she goes to bed. I love you. She does all kind of stuff I've never seen a baby do. I guess because I was old when I had her. She's an old baby. Timothy says, I watch this channel, 50% for the info, 50% for the positive energy. Yeah, I'm going to give you positive energy. You know, I'm not going to sell dreams over here, but I'll argue with anybody who doesn't have on a pair of white gloves that the Philippines can be a paradise for Western men, man, Western people, period. It has all the ingredients, guys, that we want over here. You just have to make it work. You gotta have an open mind. It's not America, it's not London, it's not France and all those places, it's the Philippines. He says, if I was you, I would retire. Yeah, I mean, I'm not discouraging. Yeah, I would say give it a try. But I'd have to have, you know, something that's giving me a residual income every month. Then I could sleep better at night. Gwen says, in my country, you can vlog, of course, as long as you will never, ever violate the laws and YouTube guidelines and don't be like what happened to an expat blogger named Expat King. Be aware of our laws. Yeah, see, that's true, too, ladies and gentlemen. We have an immense responsibility if you're going to be a vlog over here. number one, that you respect the people and their culture and their laws. You know, all views are not good views. Wait a minute, I've got to fix this because my battery's about to run down. I'll wait for a little bit longer. All views aren't good views. And guys are discovering that now. But it's so much. Oh man, this guy makes a lot of sense right here. Thank you for reminding me this. He says, is Filipino P the most popular? Absolutely. You have to realize, guys, YouTube is just a popularity contest. That's why you shouldn't get caught up in a lot of these numbers and stuff. See, yeah, it's just a popularity contest. I wouldn't take that personal. But yeah, she is. Yeah, he says enjoy the Filipino beaches in May. Yeah, he uh co-signed what I said. The beaches are popping in May. I mean, it's crazy now how when I used to come here in the Philippines, you know what the beach wear for a woman was this long sleeve shirt and basically shorts. You hardly seen very few bikinis, man. And now they're wearing, you go to Panglao, if you go to Boracay, I've never been to Palawan yet. You're gonna see the G strings, man. Filipinos with G strings on now. Things are changing, man, slowly, but they're changing. You know, Maryland had an old lady bikini when I met her because we went to Sikiho on our first date. Now here Maryland wearing the skimpy stuff. Yeah, he said, of course that's enough. Nope, it's not. Yeah, hold on, guys. Let me plug this in because my battery's running down. I'm gonna have to fix it some kind of way. Hold on. I'll be right back, guys. Give me 2 seconds. Hey, I apologize, guys. Let me fix this. Bowie was outside. Let me fix this. My battery. Oh shit. Yeah, my damn battery has so now I gotta rig it. I apologize. Yeah, it's a small world, man. He said, but if you invest that 300,000 in USOI, you get about 4,000 monthly. Wow, at Don Chi make me roll after it. Wow, that would be remember you're investing, so I'm not gonna give any investment advice. Roger Lee says, I live in America and I'm a Black American veteran. The nurses from the Philippines are all nice to me. They are going to give me the inside, what do you say? The inside scoop on traveling there. Yeah, they will, but they're going to sugarcoat it. You know, because Filipinos are proud of their country. They're not going to tell you anything bad about it. And I was just thinking on my way back here that I really don't have any, I don't see any real bad about the Philippines for real. Maybe because I'm simple and I grew up poor by American standards, and a lot of what I see over here, it, you know, thank God there's no poverty like this in America that I've seen, okay? But if you're poor anywhere, I mean, it's just relevant to me. I mean, you know, I grew up poor, so a lot of what I see over here doesn't really affect me because I don't go into the real bad areas. I've never met anybody from there. That's the only reason why. I'm not too good. I just have never been to those bad areas. Hey, is that Danny Road to the Philippines? Oh man, you back in America? He says, hey Cal, great to catch in our live stream. After 29 days in the Philippines, followed by 4 in Arizona, it's back to the rat race, hamster wheel life. He says, my plan is to return to the Philippines in 7 months. Yeah, I'd like to talk to you one time, man. Thanks for that super chat about, I had a great chance to talk to Mike and I forgot to do it on camera about a long distance relationship because he's in one. He hadn't seen his girlfriend in 3 years. And I know you see your girlfriend now about every 6 months. How is that really, man? You know, I like to really talk. Hey, thanks, LA Detroit. I appreciate you, man, your continued support. He said, thanks for the knowledge. Yeah, I really like to talk to somebody about that because I can't deal with an LDR. I couldn't do it with Marilyn. I'm so used to being with Marilyn every night and just feeling her next to me and everything. I would miss her, man. There's no way I couldn't concentrate back there, knowing she's just laying her ready for me to come back. That's torture, man. You guys are tougher than me, and I like to really talk to somebody and really get a real nitty gritty conversation going on about these LDRs, man. How do you guys do it? Keith Rogers said, even though I have done a lot of physical sports, I've thoroughly enjoyed and missed spiritual groups, meetups like Course in Miracles, Law One, Edgar Case, etc. Anyone have ideas? Thanks. Yeah, start your own. I used to teach a course, and if you don't believe me, in a place called Expressions of You Coffee Shop. Every Monday, sorry, we would teach, of course, the laws of success, straight out of Napoleon Hill. But yeah, you just start it over here. I love LaChan said, good point, Cal. It's easier to adjust to the Philippine culture if you're used to the simple lifestyle. That's the discussion me and Mike was having. We're minimalists now. Nothing in my house costs more than $300 except these split air conditioning units, which we had to have them for Booby. Other than that, man, I'm simple, man. If somebody invites me over and for dinner or something like that, man, it's no big deal to me. Nothing over here is shocking anymore to me. It's become my home, really, man. If I leave here, I'll miss this place, just like I miss America. But I don't see what the big deal is. But you get guys, I've seen them over here, man. They complain, they nitpick the Philippines to death. Oh, I'm not going to eat over here. I'm not going to eat over there. Well, you're probably not going to make it here. I mean, if you want, I don't see the point of coming over here if you want the same lifestyle you had in America. I don't get it. But you can do it, though. You can come over here and build a Western lifestyle, guys. It's just going to cost you more money. Hey, Big ZM, thanks for that super chat. He said, hey, Cal, I'm 36. I plan on moving to the Philippines this year. and I'm in a long distance relationship with a 41-year-old Filipino. Can you give me some advice, please? Yeah, make that long distance relationship short. Get over here as soon as you possibly can. Uh, have you met the woman before? If you have, it's a long distance conversation, guys. It's not a relationship yet because you don't know who you got. When you get over here, it's going to be totally different. You're going to see, you're going to be boots on the ground and you're going to think, is this the one I really want? The first relationship usually doesn't work over here. And you see a guy like Mike that I interviewed, you see how happy and joyous and free he is. His first two relationships didn't work over here. Don't make any commitments online. You call it a relationship, so you made a commitment. It's the worst thing we can do because I guarantee you when you get over here, you're going to start seeing a lot of things that you're not going to like. And on the other hand, you're going to see a lot of things that you're going to like. Bring you a pair of dark sunglasses, man, because you're going to see stunners. You're going to see women that you could be with. And as a man, it's hard to pass that up, but good luck to you. My thing is take it slow. That would be the only real advice I would get you is take it slow. Don't make any commitments because you don't know what you got until you get here. You don't even know if you're going to like the Philippines when you get here. See? TJ John, 41, I'm going to tell you, Merlin's the oldest woman I've ever dealt with over here. And I met her at 36. If you're 38, man, that's going to be old for you. Don't make the mistake of, and I'm not discouraging you, and I hope your woman's not watching thinking I'm discouraging you. I'm just saying 41 is old over here. She's going to be set in her ways. It's going to be tough, man. I had to talk to a guy. His name is Anthony. He's one of my subscribers. He's over here now. He was dealing with older women. He was 48. He was dealing with older women. He reminded me of myself when I came over. I said, look, man, let me give you the nitty gritty. You need a young woman over here. They're older, but they're younger, and they're going to kind of follow your lead. I think the woman he's with now, and he's happy. I mean, they may even be talking marriage. I think she's like 26 or something. That's what he's 48. You're 36, did you say? Man, I don't know. It's a tough one. TJ Johnson says it helps that we met while I was living there. We went from courting to dating to living. Then I left and tried to come back as soon as possible. Yeah, see, I need to talk to you about the long distance relationship. But here lately, you haven't been gone for a long time. I think your longest stretch was what, 6 months? I'm just telling you, I couldn't do it. He said, growing up poor, did the poverty shock you the first time? It did. It did because some of the stuff you see over here is just, I don't know. You're not ready for it. Okay, but see, remember, I grew up in a family. We were taught compassion. It's like most of the people you meet over here that you're going to meet the regular people. They're great people. They're doing the best they can under some trying circumstances, not of their own. So you really can't blame them. But yeah, you'll see them cooking, outside, and you go to use the bathroom and you gotta flush the toilet with the bucket and all of that. But after a while, you'll start appreciating that. You'll start appreciating the life you had over at your house, at home. See, you can't change the Philippines, but the Philippines is going to change you. But yeah, you see some stuff. But then on the other hand, you see some beauty over here that's shocking that you've never seen at home. So you got to kind of, give and take and everything like that. But I've never thought I was better than anyone, even though my indoctrination in America teaches us that we're better. We're the greatest country on earth. So we have a tendency to look down on other people. I'm just grateful I was raised by Nancy Curl Roach, who didn't see any big eyes and big U's. You know, she taught us to look at people in the eye, man. But yeah, we'll get over here and we'll think, oh man. But I think that's the beauty of the Philippines. It's totally different from what you're used to. And that's what I was looking for. I didn't want an America in Southeast Asia. I didn't want that. Yeah, Robert Dame says John Wells, rest in peace, even went to Lady to try to make it work. The first one's rough going. Yeah. John's anniversary is January 22nd of his death. And I'm going to do something special. I've got a video I'm going to run for y'all in honor of John Moonshine Wells. But he'll tell you, see, John's first apartment over here, John was like me. We had a lot in common, man. It was $37 per month. But it was way in South Lady and, you know, off the beaten path from everything else. But you can get that kind of stuff over here. He was with a young lady she was 22. I think she had 1 or 2 children. You know, see, he was willing to try anything once. It's like me. You know, he didn't think he was better than, but $37 a month, imagine that. And it had aircon, hot and cold water, it had all of that. LA Detroit said, took 4 years for my 22-year younger wife to get here with only 2 visits there. It was tough. I don't recommend LDR. Thank God for video chat. Wink, wink. Yeah. And everything that comes with that. The peekaboo and all that. But you know, that actually makes it worse. You know, it makes me want to be there even more because these women, man, they have an ability to grab a hold of you. You just, and that's why we have to take our time and say, hey, you know, what's going on here? I'm falling deep for this woman. I just met her because they're cute as a button. They got perfect bodies, man. You know, they'll literally bend over backwards for you. And the next thing you know, man, you caught in that web. You don't know. You know, only thing that saves us is they're good people. But some of us aren't so fortunate, and we get caught in the web, and they chop our heads off. Oh yeah, 3 months is the furthest he's been away. You see, I could deal with that. I think the longest I'd ever been away was 2 months, and it killed me because I knew what was waiting here. You can't miss what you never had. So you guys who are talking to these women, you never had them, you never been with them, you're okay. But what happens when you come over here, you consummate the relationship, she's everything that you thought she was and more, and then you got to turn around in 30 days and go back home and start that crazy process over again. Man, you guys are tough, man. Y'all really are some macho men, man. Because that's hard to do, buddy. That's hard to do. But we can do anything, you know, when we have to. Hey, Stylist over 60 said, Calvin, I grew up simple, a simple life. My first visit to the Philippines reminded me of my community I grew up in. No paved roads, outhouses, well water, no street lights. Yeah, if you're honest with yourself, a lot of what you see over is not going to shock you, really. If you're older like me, I'm 59. I've used an outhouse before, not we lived in, but at my father's church. Mike M said, Calvin, have you heard you take half your age and add 7? That's the age to go for. I've heard of that, but I don't know how true that is. Now, I do know what I call Filipino years. You add 7 years to however old she is. And I came up with that one because they're more mature. A 21-year-old is like really dating like a 28-year-old because they start out earlier. Marilyn was 11 My wife was 12 when they really took on adult responsibilities. My son's mother was 11 when she had to start working for herself to put herself through high school. So yeah, they're 7 years older, but I never heard that. But I know this. Up until I met Marilyn, when I came over, I was 45. The first woman that I really got serious with, she was 41. She said, Calvin, I'm too old for you. She said, normally when foreign men come over here, they deal with younger women. I didn't know anything about it. A Filipina gave me that nugget. So I come back. She's 22. Turned out she was 18, but then 24, 24. I never met an older woman, but these women seemed a lot older than their age. So if I'm 60, I'm 59 right now. A 21-year-old would not be out of. Now, would I want to marry her, but would I want to date her and see how things go along? It's not out of that realm of possibility. Certainly not 24, because I would say, just in my experience, that is when a Filipina's in her prime over here. She's finished school, she's been working, maybe she's had a relationship or two. She can appreciate what you're bringing to the table. And they're still physically stunning. Hey, quiet dude, thanks for that super sticker. But those formulas and stuff, I don't know. Let's see. John was 61. His girlfriend was 28. So half of that would be, half of his age would have been 30 plus 7. He'd have been with a 37-year-old. That was too old for John. Half of my age would have been, let's say right now, 60, 30, 37. I met Merlin when she was 36. Yeah. King B. Stacker says, I'm not leaving when I get there. So the 6 months I'm waiting now is it. I'm staying for the remainder. And that's, I hope that works out for you. Because some people just can't get it over here, man. They think they can, but they just don't get it. They don't give it time enough to grab a hold of, man. That's the problem with us. 30 days, you can't determine if the Philippines is for you or not. 60 days, you can't determine if it's for you or not. It takes time for this place to grab a hold of you. And remember, you see other bloggers, they do a video on the sweet spot. It's true. It takes you a while to find that sweet spot. But when you find it, man, oh my God, you're never going to leave this place. You're going to be like, man, I should have came over here years ago. But we don't give ourselves long enough time, or we don't come back and forth enough to really find a sweet spot, the right woman, the right city, the right apartment or house, the right neighbors and expat friends. We don't give ourselves time enough. So we come here for 30 days like, oh, no, I'm going back. I'm frustrated. I can't find a woman. And, the people, I'm too impatient. You got to give time for the Philippines to take hold of you. And when it does, you're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. Especially for Western men and the way we were raised, this is just what we need. We need something totally different than what we're dealing with over there. Coach East, thanks for that super chat. He said, just 2 months left. I'm ready. Man, that year went fast, brother. I'm going to tell you. Stylus over 60 says, I'm 68. My Filipino lady is 40. Yeah. And that's a good age range for you. Because it starts to look cringy. And people are watching. They're not going to watch for long, but they're watching. And, they may think something right as long as you're in their view. But once you pass them, their mind is going on to something else. See, because they don't have a lot of time to be spending over worrying about you. They got other important things to worry about. That's what I like about this place. They're not going to sit around and talk about you. Timothy White says, I'm 59 and my girlfriend's 33. That's a good age. That's a good age, Remember, guys, there's nothing wrong with dating young women who want to date us as long as they're of age. Don't come over here and make the mistake the gentleman from Germany made. You know, don't come over here and be creepy like the mistake the other guy made. Remember, man, Filipinos have put up with Western bullshit for centuries. They're not gonna put up with your bullshit, man, over here. Come over here, act like you got some sense, and live the rest of your life in paradise. Otherwise, man, you're gonna have a trouble, man. He said, I'm 55, my girlfriend's 35. It's great. Because as you all know, women mature faster than us. We don't mature at the same rate, physically and mentally. A 55-year-old woman in the West is a whole lot older than you, quiet dude. I'm pretty sure you understand that. They've already matured sexually when we haven't. We haven't. We still got a lot of years to go. And your age, what you're talking about right now, is generally what you see over here. You don't see old men walking on a cane, shaking, and with some young, beautiful woman, and you don't see them pushing them around a wheelchair. What you usually see is men in their early to mid 60s at the most, and somewhere around 50 to 62, and they're with these young women, 25, 30, 35, and we're giving them all that they can handle. It's really not, they really don't have an advantage over them. A lot of these women, man, are trying to tag out. They can't handle us. But some of them are like, yeah, I feel sorry for him. Let me slow down so he can catch up. Okay, he said, that wasn't me who asked who's expat king. He said, you guys put my cradle robbing skills to shame. I'm 58, my lady's 42. Hey, don't let anybody fool you and tell you that a 30-year-old Filipino is a baby. Man, you got another thing coming. Even when they get to like 24, like I said, they're grown ass women over here, man. They can take whatever you dishing out and more because they already have. They're tough as nails, guys. Let me repeat myself. There's nothing you can bring to the table that's going to shock her and that she hasn't seen before or going to run from. Man, they've seen stuff you've never seen before. They've lived through stuff you never seen before. Okay, now their outside appearance is going to fool you. Man, I met a woman. My son's mother used to get up every single morning and walk for miles to get water so that they could take a bath and wash the car every morning. I'm talking about coming back with this big ass, heavy ass 10-liter bucket on her damn shoulders for years and years and years. And then when you come over here and you want to pull out your wrinkled dick and thinking you doing something or whatever it is, man, come on, guys. I'm telling you what's going on over here. She's going to look at you and be like, oh, yeah, come on. And she'll sit there, and they're great actresses. And she's, oh, you're hurting me. And in her mind, she's like, I'll be glad when he builds this damn house and lot over here. But they're going to scream and moan and all of that and make you feel good because they know how to do it. Max in the Globe says, hello, Cal. Bella says, hold your horses. I come 4 times a year for at least a month to stay. Wait till you see our true colors. Then, bam, decisions. Yeah, that's true. I agree with that. Don't make a quick decision. It takes a while for this place to grab a hold of you. And it grabbed a hold of me the first time I came here. Okay. But I'm different. I was really struggling to find myself. I was going through an existential crisis in 2009. When I came over here, it all made sense to me, man. Everything fell together. The lady with the sign with my name on it, I never experienced that before. I mean, this lady was actually happy to see me and smiling faces everywhere I go. It's been that way up until now. How can you get tired of that? I never get tired of that. And it's easy for me to stay here. But remember, I'm simple. I don't have to have all this fancy stuff anymore. I went through that phase. I had the nice convertible, the big house, all nice clothes, jewelry. I had all of that. I don't need that anymore. What do they call it? Money, property, and prestige. I had all of that. Now I just want some peace, man. Give me peace of mind, a piece of behind, and a piece of chicken, and leave me alone over here. I'm fine. Hey, Haywood Robinson, just give me some peace, guys. In 2014, I had 45,000 in my bank account, but I knew nothing about the Philippines and you. I wish I knew you back then. Scratching my effing head. Yeah, man. But I don't know how long it would have lasted. On the, let's see, it's the second or third trip I made over here in the Philippines. I bought $20,000 with me. And I would have spent it all if I had to go back, because back then we had the annual enrollment period and the open enrollment period. The only reason I left was because we had that open enrollment period and I had to train people and different things like that. Otherwise, I spent $7,000 in 2 months over here. We were rolling. Yeah, he said, I think it's important to get a grip of the terrain and what kind of girl you can't pull, because as nice as it would be, we can't all pull the same girls in any locale, then start launching from range. Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about on my video, about some guys are having the time of their lives over here, while other guys are having a hard time. We can't really grasp who is really available to us over here. To somebody like me, I get it, I'm a grunt. A 5 or 6 in the Philippines, just a regular 5 or 6, it's going to be a 7 or 8 in America. And then once you get with her and you start taking care of her, you're nurturing each other, she's going to blossom. The next thing you know, a few months down the road, that 5 or 6 you thought you had, this homely girl, is going to be a stunner, man. And you're going to be like, because you don't put her in the clothes, the shoes and everything, the bikini and everything. And you're going to be looking at her now like, wow, this ain't even the same woman I met. Because they don't have the makeup on when you meet them. They don't have any of that stuff at first. They blossom though, man, I'm telling you. And then she's going to be learning you. It don't take them long. We're simple. Remember, we're men. So it don't take a whole lot. Within about 2 weeks, she's going to know your every move. And you're going to see where you move, she move, man. It's going to be a thing of beauty, man. You're going to be like, wow. You ain't going to be worrying about numbers anymore. I just bring that 10 because that's what we deal with over there. And some guys, Mo, okay, if you go back and watch my video that did Calvin lie about the Philippines, and you see that young lady that he's dealing with, Carla, if that isn't a 10, you don't know what a 10 looks like over here. See, sometimes 10 sprinkled in there, but most of them are 5s and 6s who blossom and become something that that wouldn't even spit on you at home. That's what Kermit Mallet said. He said they wouldn't even spit on you at home, and it's true. So you don't have to take them to the West for them to change. The minute they meet you and start moving in and living with you, they're going to change. A lot of times it's for the good. LA Detroit said, piece of mind, a piece of behind, and a piece of chicken. Yeah, man, that's all I want over here, and then leave me alone. And most of us get that. All of my friends over here, the older guys, the OGs, Cornelius Mack, Darren Cooper, Sidney Gibson, OG Fred, we got that, man. It's more too. Oliver got him a young one now. He's 72. I think she's 38. You know, and we're happy, man. Well, you know, like I said, as a 60-year-old, really, a 24-year-old Filipino can handle anything a 60-year-old man can dish out. Anywhere from 24 to 30, you know, because they've seen it all, man. A lot of them. They've had a hard life. It's tough over here. And this is what I can't seem to get through people's minds. They don't realize how tough it is over here for some people. Not everybody, but for some people, it's tough. And you don't understand what it takes to survive over here. One thing we do, you have to have an edge over here to make it. And what we'll do is we'll come over here and we'll dull her edge. We'll have her sleeping on a real mattress, hot and cold shower, aircon, 3 meals a day. And after about 2 months of this, we've dulled her edge. And then we got to go back home. Okay. Now what? She's got this dull ass knife. She's trying to cut through what she has to cut through over here. It ain't going to get it, man. She's not going back to that job, 200 pesos a day. So she's stuck between a rock and a hard place. She can't wait for you to get back over here. So a lot of people, like Sex Travel Vlog said, that's why we want an older man, because we don't want him to leave. We want a man that can stay over here with us. And I get it. 100% I get it. Because, man, after living the way, after living the life that we give them for that couple of weeks, a month or two, and then they have to go back to reality, man, it's a hard pill to swallow, guys. And we don't even think about that. We're thinking about ourselves. Oh, I'm coming over here. I'm going to have the time of my life. Well, what happens when you leave? And now she's got to go back to the squatters area, more than likely, and just deal with all of that until you get back over here. So a lot of times, man, we can do damage over here and we don't even think we're doing damage. What's up, Franz? Pracio Jr., that's my buddy down in Cebu. He said, what's up, brother Cal? Just chilling, man, on Thursday. Sydney's here now, but I think he's going to Bacala. I think he's here, he comes here to do his extension. I think his extension's due. But he's here, so we may have dinner later on tonight. But yeah, he'll bear witness to what I'm saying about sometimes you'll meet a woman over here and you'll be like, man, I should have been over here a long time ago. Because they'll treat you, man, in a manner that you've never been treated before. I made a video. It takes some getting used to. John's girlfriend would put his socks on for him and tie his shoes. Now, I'm not going to let Marilyn do that for me, but she would do it if I wanted her to. That's going too far, but John would let his woman do that. I'm not going to let them do it, but they would do it. If I get up, the minute I get up, the mother's asking me, oh, you want something to drink? You want something to eat? You hungry? She don't even give me a chance. I could just be getting up. I'm trying to stretch. I'm not used to that. And sometimes in the beginning, man, you feel awkward. You feel embarrassed. But it's been going on over here for me for almost 14 years. If I stand up, they go and rush into the kitchen. Are you hungry? You want something to eat? Blah, blah, blah. I come in the bedroom, and then all of a sudden, Marilyn's getting, starting to look around. Are you ready for something? Man, it takes some getting used to, guys. I didn't have that over there. Some of you guys are Rico Suave, and you've had this great treatment your whole life, but that wasn't me. That's why I can appreciate it. You got a 24, 25-year-old beautiful woman doing anything you ask her to do with no hesitation at all. Okay, if you think that that's something you used to, you haven't had a 21-year-old since you were 21, probably. But over here, you can have that. TJ Johnson said, hey, there he is. The secret is to be like Franz and never leave. Yeah. Franz is a young man too, see. He's 43. Imagine being 43 and really retired. He's really retired. He doesn't have all that old crazy, how we can get all these different. He retired from the state of New York. at 43. So he's over here, uh, just living a life, man. You know, I'm pretty sure he could have a nice looking woman in America. He's got the kind of money, but does he want to deal with that attitude? He don't like the attitude. TJ Johnson said, used to embarrass me because I'm mostly familiar with Manila girls who are never doing that stuff, but she just really, 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 really cares. Yeah. And that's how it is with Maryland. See, Maryland's in here now. If I stand up right now, well, you want to eat? You thirsty? But she tries to play it off, you know, when company's around, because she's been with me for 4 years. We changed them. When you first meet them, they don't care who's around. They'll give you a damn massage when people are watching. They don't care. But once they've been with you for a while, now she wants to be bashful, knowing once we get behind closed doors. Derek says, you guys doing it right. I have met my female friend back in 2009. I'm 60 and she's 55. If I was going to meet a Filipina now, I would look for 35 to 40. Yeah. And that's about right. I mean, I can get a 59-year-old woman in America, a 50-year-old, right? But I don't want a 50-year-old woman. She's too old for me. A 50-year-old woman in America is too old for me. All right. She's probably going through menopause or ready to go through menopause and all that long stretch between intimacy. I'm not ready to deal with it now. I'm on a roll now, so I don't want to deal with that. Oh, not tonight. You know, pussy dries a damn bone, and you know, you hurt yourself trying to make love to somebody over there, and it's just not worth it. But I mean, if I still had something to prove to you guys over there, which I don't, I have my I don't give a damn button. I could go over there and get a 50 or 55-year-old woman in America, but who wants that? I get sick thinking about it. Now, when I'm 80 and she's 55, yeah, then I'm a player. LA Detroit said, my mother-in-law just got here last month. Got here last month ago. And she totally agrees with Calvin. Filipinos there are very attentive. They are. We're not used to it. I'm not used to that. The attention, I'm just not used to it. And I'm going to tell you, hey, Nicholas Ziegler, thanks for that super chase. A good show, Calvin. It's embarrassing at first. And then you kind of, okay, you kind of embrace it. Then you expect it. But when you first get over here, man, it's awkward, man, when the woman wants to do everything for you. There's nothing you have to do. And he's like, man, I should have came over 20 years ago. That's the only regret I had. Let's see. Mike M says, let a 50-year-old woman in the U.S. will still think you are lucky to have her. Yeah, and she will henpeck you too. Yeah, I just don't want to deal with that. The only woman I want to buy diapers for is Booby. And a 50-year-old may be in diapers over there, a 59-year-old. And then they got all this baggage like we've got. I'm trying to get away from that. All the bad relationships, bad jobs. You know, she's having an existential crisis and all of that. I'm trying to get away from all that. So I come over here with a 25 or 30-year-old just starting to live. She's going to transfer all of that youth and happiness and goodness to me. This is why we love Filipino women. It's their disposition. It's beautiful, man. You would think, well, hell, what she got to be happy for? And they'll shock you. Yeah, they ain't nothing but roommates, man. You know, I don't argue with people on Facebook, but in my mind, I'm arguing with them because they'll show a picture of Mary J. Blige and they'll say, oh, she's fine. And I'm looking at her like, man, I don't give a damn. That's Mary J. Blige. She can't get this today. I'm sorry. Janet Jackson, you can't get this today. Okay? Y'all too old. Y'all too old, man. Yeah, Jeff. He said, not bragging, but my girl been giving me a massage the entire time while listening to your live stream, enjoying the Philippines. Absolutely. When I met Marilyn, she would give me a massage every single night. But see, now I get it. Booby is a handful. But if I really wanted a massage, and I say, hey, Marilyn, I need a massage, she'll do it because where were we the last time you gave me a massage? Manila or Cebu? I can't remember, but if I really wanted one, she would. But anything else, she don't slack up on. But that, yeah. TJ Johnson said, yeah, I bet, man. Not a blanket or a pair of warm gloves in sight for you. He said, what's up, Michael? Beat your life. Yeah, I don't want, Janet Jackson, you couldn't pour Janet Jackson on me right now. She's too old. I'm still young, man. No, yeah, for you, tall Bob, not me, I promise you. Because they got makeup on and them, they got the finest clothes. You take off them clothes, she's going to be a 59-year-old woman, man. I want something a little bit more firmer, If you're 50 years old and a 50-year-old woman in America, just like we've got that I don't give a damn button, you got the elephant pussy. I guarantee you. There's no, how else would you not have it? Everything that fell out of there, and most of them had hysterectomies and all that stuff, man. I'm not trying to go behind all that. If a woman's had a hysterectomy, there's nothing left inside of there. It's like, I don't know, they can counsel me for that. I don't care, man. They counsel me for that. I'm just speaking the truth. Yeah, she's been through a whole lot. See, I'd rather come over here and date a 25-year-old woman who wants to date me, by the way, who can still deal. I can still deal with that. Yeah, I can still deal with it. I give a 25-year-old everything she can handle right now at 59. Now, once I live for the day. Let's talk about it now. See, now I'm not going to talk about what I'm going to be doing 5 years from now, guys. I can't do it. But right today, I can give a 25-year-old all she can handle and more. Yes, Frankenstein. Yeah. Hey, Young and Restless. Shanna Train still look good. Yeah, but how old is Shanna Train? And really, we haven't seen her up close with all them filters and all that stuff. I'm not gonna lie, man. I don't want all that, man. Come on, guys. Y'all know it's the truth. So, you know, TJ Johnson said, I knew he had one more elephant pussy left in the chamber. Yeah, but they automatically get that, TJ. And then when I look at a woman like that, it's like screwing my grandmother or something. I'm like, nah, you're too old. I'm sorry, I haven't seen a pair of bloomers in a long time. I've been over here. Any woman I deal with, that's one of the first things we do. We go to SM or Yala, and I buy the bikini underwear because I got so sick of looking at bloomers all damn day. Because I was married to a big Shirley over there. Yeah, Bella says we Filipinos don't allow our men to touch anything in the house other than the remote or the cell phone, unless we ask you to help us. We do everything for our man, everything. That's right. And we come from a place where the woman's not doing anything for you but giving you trouble. So then you walk into a situation where everything, I mean, everything, man. I've never had a woman beg me to give me a blowjob till I got here. I'm just being honest with you, man. I was like, hold on now. I had to pinch myself. You just gave me a blowjob 5 minutes ago. Now, come on, I'm out there reading my book. I'm catching my breath, trying to get relaxed. And she come in here, you ready again? I'm like, no, I'm not ready again. Tall Barber said hysterectomy is what led to my divorce, and my ex was convinced it was in my head. No, it's true. There's nothing in there. Once they have that, all that removed, I wouldn't even call it elephant pussy anymore. That turns into a dinosaur pussy. DJ Johnson says, I go to Victoria's Secrets for my girl so often I get promotional emails. Yeah, see, my daughters got mad at me one time. That's why I don't post on Facebook anymore. Because I said, I just put on there, just in a general way, I'm so glad that the woman I'm with now can wear Victoria's Secrets. All my daughters got mad at me. And I was like, look, it's just don't take that personal, but it's the truth. Yeah. Yeah. That's like a Tyrannosaurus X pussy. When that, you can't even call that an elephant pussy anymore. When they take out everything, yeah, the only thing left in there is the lungs. That's the only thing left. You be like, man, where the fuck am I? Where am I in here? You're not touching nothing. It's like you want to mess up a wet dream. Deal with one of them 50-year-old women in America. You'd be like, man, I'd rather just beat my damn self. Billy says, I worry. I've been over 50, testosterone levels. He says, I've been over 50, testosterone levels drop. What do you do? Increase levels, more protein? No, more of the Filipino tune-ups over here, dude. Come on over here, man. These women, when the last time you've been with a 21-year-old? That's the natural Viagra. Hell, your testosterone, you be like, where the fuck you been hiding, man? All these years. You get over here, man. I'm telling you, man, that I thought I was broke until I got over here. And then these women, man, put it on me, man. I'm like, well, shit. I'm like, where the damn testosterone been hiding all these years? Nowhere. And women over there can't turn you on. What's up, Franz? He said, thanks for that super chat. He said, Big Shirley with that elephant pussy. That's cold, brother Cal. No, it's true. And then he said his wife had a hysterectomy. I'm like, well, damn. That doesn't even classify as an elephant pussy anymore. I don't know what that is. He said, but we supposed to deal with that because listen to all that rhetoric over there. Hey, young and Rusty said, I'm from London. Yeah, Mike's from London. He's headed home next week. Yeah, Billy. He said, what do I do for my testosterone level? Buy you a ticket to the damn Philippines to get over here. Your testosterone's going to come out from hiding. You're going to be like, where the hell you been all this time? Okay, he's Indian from UK. Y'all know I'm not playing, man. You get over here, man, you be like, yeah, he's like, it was like 80 grit sandpaper. I can imagine, man, because I met a young lady, man, when I was out there getting high. Now, when you out there getting high, you don't give a damn, but hell, she had a hysterectomy, man. Even I got up off of that. I'm like, well, hell, what's wrong with you? I had a hysterectomy. You didn't have a something rectomy, because ain't nothing in, like I said, wasn't nothing in there but lungs left. That's all she had. I'm like, the hell with that. Hey, what's up, Beach of Life? Thanks for that super chat. He said, Fossil Box is now in the Hall of Fame. Shout out to Tall Bar. But yeah, man, we just being honest today, guys. But I got to get off here, man. It's 12 o'clock. I want to thank y'all for the super chat, super stickers, thumbs up. Man, it's fun. Y'all guys are funny today, man. But yeah, if you want, he said, how to raise his testosterone levels. You better get over here and get over here fast. Because it's not even fair now. I wouldn't even let the doctor measure my testosterone now because he's going to get a false reading. It's going to be way up there. And then the minute I get to the immigration and them women over barking at you, everybody in America on this side, tourists on this side, it's going to go back down. That's a fact. Oh, because there's no audio. Oh, man, I'm sorry. Yeah, guys, but all your support for Sunshine Shoulders, man. I really mean it, man. There is no channel without y'all. Take care, everybody. Stay safe, stay COVID free. If you're in this area, stop on through, man. The guest house is available. Come on over here and cool your pockets down, man, because from the minute we get here to the minute we leave, we spending, man. We spending. Ask anybody over here right now. Take care, everybody. Hey, and by the way, wait, I meant to tell you, the meet and greet is February 25th, and you'll hear more about it as we get closer to it. But I want to make it the biggest meet and greet we had. I'm going to have plenty single women there, plenty single men, couples, food, drinks, the whole 9 yards. I hope you're able to make it, TJ. Come on, man. Sign one of them contracts.